Oh, good morning, everyone. How are you? This is Paul. Sorry about the bad camera angle. It's early in the morning. I guess instead of doing the news, I'll tell you my latest forte into the world of exciting security work. It is now about 6:30 in the morning, and I had scheduled here to work DoorDash 6:30 in the morning until, later today. Now, I was supposed to be training for a job which I applied for on Monday. The man called me on a Sunday, and he happened to be the most decent guy. He happened to be the most decent guy that I had ever met doing this. You know what I mean? Like interviewing you and so forth. I could tell when I talked to him on Sunday. I might have covered this before. I don't know. But I said, this sounds like a nice guy. As a matter of fact, it was. I was blocked in by some idiot who decided he didn't like the way I parked. And I think I told this a little bit of the story. So I had a good feeling about the guy. And needless to say, I went the next day. I went for the interview. I guess they liked me. But these were two young Latinos. When I say young, I'm talking about 35 years old or less. That's young for the world of security. So I wound up doing the interview, and I looked nice and dressed appropriately. I was very straightforward with the guy, telling him I was a straight arrow. I don't really even drink. I know I like to put that out there, but unless I have some serious malady that's causing me some pain or something like that, I really don't drink. So and I don't smoke, even though I have these cigars here, which I bought as a lark. I'm pretty much a straight arrow. So I on this interview on Monday, he said, okay, fill out the paperwork, and I'm doing all this, and then he told me that I was going to go to this place called Weston, which is really far. It's far, and some of those areas are really far. It's where that movie was. It was where they killed that kid Bobby Kent in the movie Bully. I used to cut yards there in Weston, and it's pretty far out. It was all swamps there at the time. Not all, because they were building it then, and there were a lot of places then. Now there's even more. I suspect that this one that they were going to put me in was right at the border of the final road called US 27 in Fort Lauderdale. That's the last. US 27 is it. That takes you up into Podunk, where they still use CB radios and so forth and so on. You know what I mean? That's, we meet out at 111, So anyways, I don't know why I was being sent out there to train, but that's where he wanted me to train. The problem that I had with him was that after I got done with this job interview, I went home. They didn't give me any uniforms. And then he told me, that was Monday, so he told me that I would begin instead of Wednesday, he would start me. I'm sorry, instead of starting me the next day, he would start me the following day on Wednesday, which was today. Which I said, okay, that sounds okay. I wasn't real charged up about going out all the way to US 27 and Weston area in Fort Lauderdale. I was not charged up about that. Evidently, I wasn't going to work out there. I was just going to train out there for whatever the reason. My guess is that there was the big wig who knew how to size people up, something like that. That would be my guess. Okay, but anyways, so this is what happened, and yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning, because I didn't have to be there yesterday, I had to be there today, which is Wednesday. So Tuesday at around 10:30 in the morning, 11:15 in the morning, I started getting antsy about this. Why? I didn't have any uniforms, And the man said that he was going to text me to give me the address and et cetera, et cetera. So here's the problem. The problem was I didn't have any uniforms, and I had work to do yesterday. I was cutting yards, and it was raining. Okay, like we were getting this rain. It was a difficult day for me because you know how it is when it rains, and you have to do yards and carry on your life. So I called the guy and I said, look, I said, hey man, I won't use his name. I'll make up a name, Diego. I said, hey Diego, what am I supposed to do about tomorrow? I don't know the address and I don't have a uniform. Am I going to have to come down and pick up uniforms? Because where I have to go to pick up the uniforms was not West Fort Lauderdale, but it's down there in Miami. So, I mean, I have to do all these things. So he said, well, get a pair of black trousers and some kind of a nice collared shirt, and you're just going to go in there and you're going to train like that. And you want to know something? It was really, really difficult. It was really difficult because I couldn't make heads or tails out of this. I did not know where I was going to be working. I did not know where I was going to be working, what hours for anything. I wasn't, you know what I mean? Do you understand, folks? So then, at this point, I'm saying to myself, I don't like the whole setup here. I really don't like the whole setup. Sorry, folks, I have to charge my phone here. Or it's going to run out. Sorry. So, I started getting kind of antsy about this. And because I had a whole lot of nothing is essentially what I'm telling you. I had a whole lot of nothing. Then I said to myself, I'm going to have to tell a falsehood to this young man because I got to do something because I don't feel comfortable with this at all. So what did I do? I called this young man, and it was a makeup store. I told him a falsehood. But this really did happen with the last company, the DHL place. That really did happen. Not DHL itself, but that company. I was doing DoorDash. I filled out an application, and that guy actually met me in a car at a Wendy's because he wanted to set me up and work. And I'd already went into that place. That was the place where the woman there, the receptionist, after I told her I didn't think much of her job interview process, put her arm in the elevator to stop me from going and demanded why I thought that she was acting inappropriately. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen with the people down here in security, right? So what happened was I called him back and I said, hey, look, and it was a falsehood. I said, but I'm kind of putting this out there. I'm saying, look, Diego, this man here, he came in his patrol car here from his company, and he just issued me uniforms. So he wants me to work weekends. That's what I told him. And when he told me this, when I told him this, he was kind of put aback, and he kind of was kind of frazzled a little bit from what I picked up on. I'm not going to speak for the man, but it sounded to me like he was a little bit frazzled because kind of like maybe one got off the hook. Now, I don't want to get into the whole 9 yards, okay? But with me, I'm a 60-year-old man. I'm not going to say we go next week or we go to that place tomorrow. I'm not going to be saying that. I'm going to be saying I'm going to go. My grammar is proper. Something that's a rarity when you have massive influx of Latinos coming into your country. I'm sorry to tell you that. That's what it is. Okay? That's what we have down here. And we love our Cuban brothers and so forth. We're on their side with this whole Cuban thing. We understand. But they've completely taken over Miami and now into Fort Lauderdale. And it's not just them. It's other Latinos too. So this is just the truth. So I'm going to be speaking proper English. That means if you have to have somebody that you have to meet, it would be nice to have somebody that's going to go over there and it's not going to use correct grammar. And that's not just for the Latinos. It can be for other minorities too. And you can hire them out for $11 an hour until the cows come home. You understand? You can find people like that without end. But to have a decent person who's a straight arrow, who can represent themselves properly, in shape, because I'm losing weight and I'm going to lose more weight, that's something you should hold on to. So as a result, he kind of went with the game and he said, look, did you sign on for anything else? And I said, no, just weekends, which was a falsehood. And he said, well, that's perfect, because I think he said, and I'm remembering this because it was kind of a blur, I think he said, well, that's good, because we were going to schedule you for part-time for 2 days a week. Well, guess what? I really didn't want to be scheduled for 2 days a week. And I really do not want to go out to the to the final road, US 27 and Fort Lauderdale, to go train, to go get a job down in Miami, which is where I think the original position was supposed to be, for 2 days. Now, why all the mumbo jumbo? Why all the mumbo jumbo? Why not issue me a uniform, unless you believe that somehow this person may be a bad tooth? Then you might want to put him in front of Mr. Sanchez or whoever it is. That's the guy who can kind of size people up. Why not just train me at the post that you're supposed to be at, like every other company? You don't want to do that? Well, then I can't tell you how to do your business. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how to do your business. I can only tell you that I do not want to have to tell falsehoods in order to be able to get you to tell me where and when and the hours that I'm going to be pulling for your place of employ. I mean, young man, that interviewed me, you were the decentest, most decent person that I've had in this thing. But damn it, this is ridiculous here, down here in South Florida. So there's my experience with that. The guy was a decent guy, all in all, but boy, I'll tell you, folks, be afraid, be very afraid. God bless you, folks. That's my story for you for the morning. You can do with it what you will, and I wish you all the best, and stay tuned, because there's going to be other exciting stories coming down the pike here your way. Bye.